Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Dark. This is the 4th episode of the 2nd season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you like to watch today's full episode, it is available. Fourth in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode was kind of interesting, to be honest. Young Helga, he returned back to his home. You know, his mum had thought he'd been killed. He'd disappeared for such a long time, and he returned, and obviously he wasn't speaking or anything. She got, obviously, the priest to come in, and who was it? Yes, it was Noah, and he was happy to see him as well. He went down, he hugged him. Noah was speaking to Helga. He's basically telling him the passage and, you know, time is there. It's on his side. It'll always be with him. Got him to recite something out of the Bible, and obviously he started talking again. Interestingly, we learned more and more information about Noah and his connections and Adam and his family, because we did learn that he's actually related to the female, basically, who was living in, you know, in the police officer's home. The younger version of himself, they took in a young boy and obviously his mum, and it turns out that they are related to each other, which is interesting because they are also related to, yes, that is right, Ulrich. They are Nielsen's. So then that's very exciting. You know, it's just another piece of the puzzle that's just been found, and we got to figure out where it fits in and how it's going to play out with the story. We learned more, obviously, about what's going on with what is it now, with the power plant. Went back in time. She spoke to her former self. You know, she kind of insinuated who she technically was and revealed it. Then obviously told her where the time traveling machine is. She's found it. She's jumped time. She's gone ahead kind of into the present. She's looked over. She's seen her daughter on the balcony with cancer as well. You know, it's interesting. I really did enjoy it. And obviously Jonas as well. It's interesting with him because we didn't actually have anything to do with him last episode, even though we did see him get caught when he was trying to sneak through the hole and go to the plant, you know, in the past episode. And then obviously he nearly got killed, he got shot down, then he went back into it, triggered the like chain reaction, it come down, he went inside of it and disappeared, didn't it, before it kind of like evaporated back up inside of a moving ball. And I'm hoping that we see more of him in today's episode, because I actually kind of really like him and his story and what's going on. So lots of stuff to get our teeth into. Ulrich found out as well that his son, you know, Mikkel, was actually alive in the timeline that he was in after the police officer come and spoken to him again after all of those years. He revealed some information and gave him a picture of Mikkel, and then he started going kind of a bit crazy, and he ended up getting taken away. I said I wouldn't have reacted the way he did personally. I would have asked him where was he and tried to see if I could go out and find him pretty much, but he didn't. He started just jumping up, where is he, and all this, and the guards or the nursing assistants, whatever you would like to call him, actually escorted him out of the room. So he didn't really react the best to finding him, even though you could tell that he was excited to see him. So that one's interesting as well. Right, checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode. A smart idea, actually. Might need it again. Bury it. It looks like he's jumped back more than 33 years.
Was willst du hier?
Vielleicht ist er ein Heimkehrer.
Siehst aus, als hätte man die übel mitgespielt. Könnte was zu essen vertragen.
It looks like he's jumped way more than 33 years.
Agnes, geh und sag Anna.
Agnes?
Wo warst du stationiert?
Ostfront. Hast du einen Ort zum Schlafen?
His acting's really good, actually, so far.
Kammer herrichten. Aber nur für ein paar Tage.
Aber welches Jahr haben wir?
1921.
Imagine finding that 1921. You gone way into the future and way into the past. We've had this before, haven't we? With these two. Is he dreaming again or what? Can't be.
Ich finde, wir passen perfekt zusammen. Tut mir etwas anderes.
Sie haben noch ein Auto. Wunderbar.
Oh, that's a time machine. That's the time machine. His back's been through the walls as well, but it kind of looks like he might have had that tattoo kind of that we've seen. Got a bit of triangle going.
Wer ist das?
Das ist kompliziert.
Mama, warum hast du das?
Soll ich uns was zum Frühstück machen?
Was machen wir jetzt mit Mama?
Ich weiß es nicht.
Was willst du hier?
Martha. Franziska.
Was du hier willst?
Wir müssen reden. Scheiße gebaut. Ich hätte nicht sagen sollen, was ich gesagt habe. Wir sind quitt.
That's alright, actually.
Babysitter, während ihr herummacht, oder was?
Warum hast denn du die überhaupt mitgebracht?
Meine Eltern sind seit 2 Tagen gar nicht mehr zu Hause.
Ich will endlich rausfinden, was Sache ist.
Willst du jetzt in die Höhlen gehen, oder was?
Kannst ja hier bleiben.
Du hast fast 24 Stunden geschlafen.
Who is it?
Wer bist du?
Oh, it's Noah.
Die Leute sagen, dass Erna zu keinem streunenden Hund Nein sagen kann. Ich hatte dich mir anders vorgestellt.
No, look, he's acting all sketchy. Mate, if you was him, Jonas, you'd be just paranoid. You have no idea, but obviously no one must have spoken to older Noah and he knows what, you know, somebody's coming. Or he's been given a description of him. You know, before we go into this here, right, do you know that girl sweeping up? Was that Noah's sister? Is she the one that's making out with the officer's wife? Do you know what I mean? The one that's obviously... It's a son Tronte, is that who it is? You know, like, is he the one that's kind of going out with the young girl as well? There is a lot of names I do get mixed up, especially because it's German as well. You know, I focus in loads on like what they're saying and what they're doing. Like sometimes I just get mixed up on the characters. But like if I'm trying to remember, you got Noah here. I think that's his sister as well. And obviously we've seen them kind of like in the future, not really aged at all. Now we've seen Noah in the present. He's seen Jonas, he's Bartaros, is that his name, his mate who he recruited or whatever is. But we haven't seen her. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, what's happened in that? And again, I'd like to know the missing pages. They've been searching for them. Did they acquire them? What is it they're looking for? And what does Adam really want to do?
Ich bin auf der Suche nach jemandem. Sie hat hier früher gearbeitet. Ist schon eine Weile her. Tiedemann. Claudia Tiedemann.
Es ist nur ein Tiedemann, Alexander Tiedemann, der leitet das Werk.
Das war so der Grund, warum Sie Ulrich Nielsen nicht auf das Gelände lassen wollten?
Nach Fukushima sind die Sicherheitsstandards gestiegen. Ich kann hier nicht einfach jeden reinspazieren lassen.
Jeder, der hier geboren wurde, bleibt. Ist doch seltsam für eine Stadt von dieser Größe.
Das wird sich jetzt wahrscheinlich ändern, wenn das Kraftwerk schließt.
Sie sind 86 nach Winden gekommen. Zu derselben Zeit, als der Junge verschwunden ist. Mats Nielsen. Eine Frage noch. Warum haben Sie den Namen Ihrer Frau angenommen?
Die Tiedemanns haben diese Stadt geprägt. Besonders Reginas Mutter. Regina hat keine Geschwister. Wir wollten den Namen am Leben erhalten.
Wie ist Ihr richtiger Name?
That was actually a very good question. See, them two, right, they've got something going on, because remember last season at the end, he called him. I'm pretty sure he called him and said that he wanted to make Ulrich's life a hell because Hannah blackmailed him. You know, she was massaging him, she come in, she kind of blackmailed him, she said she knew who he actually was and found his passport and his fake names and his gun and all that basic stuff, and then she was saying like, I want you to make Ulrich's life hell, basically, just because of what happened, and him choosing his actual family over her, wasn't it? I'm not really seeing no extension, nothing to play from that. Literally, it was just like a dead scene if you think about it in terms of the context of the story. But if you think about it here, that was good that the officer asked him that, and you know, his reason for taking the name, mate, was good. Mate, they helped shape this city. They've got respect. Do you know what I mean? They've been a big spearhead in moving this place forward. And, you know, there's only been female, there's not really males and other siblings. And basically, she was to die, so what's the family's name? So, you know, considering I've not really got anything going on, I got married, I took the name, we can keep the family going forward. You know what I mean? Like, it makes a lot of sense, to be honest. But like he said, for the time and when it was unordinary. You know what I mean? It's not normal. You know, it was eyebrow raising for a male to take the female name.
Dass jemand sehr viel Wert darauf legt, dass beides nicht gefunden wird.
Das ist Jonas. Er ist viel älter und er weiß, wo mein Jonas ist und er weiß auch, wo Ulrich ist.
Du bist der Mann aus dem Hotel, von dem Regina erzählt hat. Der Mann hier. Der Priester. Weißt du, wer das ist?
Es ist nur...
Was weißt du über ihn?
Er gehört zu Ihnen.
Was soll das?
Zu Sigmundus. Zu den Reisenden.
She's kind of like alright with it, do you know what I mean? She's not reacted like crazy.
Du bleibst bei mir. Du machst, was ich dir sage. Okay?
That's fine though, do you know what I mean? Like, literally, he said you wanted to go in, so like, stay tight, innit? Man tight, touch her, hold her, all the way.
Wo kann ich Artikel und Veröffentlichungen der letzten 30 Jahre finden?
Das ist alles digitalisiert.
Wo ist denn die Tastatur?
Gibt's nicht.
That's what you do. Like, you just look around and see what everybody's doing. You'll be like, ah, this is much easier.
Eigentlich hat hier niemand verstanden, warum sie ihn geheiratet hat. Sie ist sehr hübsch. Hätte jeden haben können. Es gab Gerüchte, dass sie eine Affäre hat mit Ulrich Nielsen. Wie kommt man zu seinem Posten? Sonderkommission. Haben Sie sich das freiwillig ausgesucht?
Das habe ich.
Claudia Tiedemann. Sie kannte die genauen Zeiten und wann das passiert. Es hat keinen Sinn gemacht. Und gleichzeitig den einzigen.
Yeah, shut the times. Oh, the pages there missing as well.
Die Seiten wurden rausgerissen.
Weiß Katharina davon? Ihr müsst es ihr sagen.
Aber ich mach das.
Stuff that, but she kind of does need to know though. Do you know what I mean? Because we've seen her this season going in and out of the caves, and she's trying to figure out stuff, and like, who knows what mental trauma she's going through. Now, I'm not saying that she would definitely understand what's going on, but it's kind of like solace, isn't it? For example, like Madeleine McCann. Yeah, it's a big, massive name that pretty much everybody in the UK has heard because it was a child that disappeared on holiday in Portugal. Do you know what I mean? And she was never found, literally never. And, you know, these conspiracies of who did it and all that, if the parents done it, whatnot, whatevers. But at the end of the day, right, instead of it being the unknown if she's alive or if she's dead or whatevers, you just want that clarity, don't you? So, like, I'm sure the parents would rather be told we found her body and she's died and he could put her to rest and put the stuff behind them than consistently wondering and guessing and trying to hold on. You know what I mean? Like, she's going around always. At least she could know, look, mate, Mikkel is alive, but he's in this different timeline. And, like, your husband is alive, but again, he's in this timeline. Now, I'm not saying that you have to accept it and your head might be absolutely scrambled, but, like, what you do need to know is they're not dead. I mean, they might be now in our timeline, but they're in the past right now. You know what I mean? And it's like, she can kind of do what she needs to do to cope with that. At least she's got some sort of knowledge instead of just like wondering, like, you know, all over the place, not having a clue what's going on. Mate, a hotel though is tough for a small town. It really is. Found dead in his apartment. 1987.
Entschuldigung. Kann man von den Dingern drucken?
Yeah, you can.
Die Tür muss in die Richtung sein.
These are going to be in the same tunnel now, and we did see last time, you know, they could kind of hear each other either side.
Mal, Charlotte, wohin fahren wir?
Es ist einfacher zu erklären, wenn ich dir zeige. Wir haben sie gefunden. Beide. Aber sie sind nicht hier. Es ist besser, wenn du es mit deinen eigenen Augen siehst.
You should give her a bit of reassurance now to sit there and drive. You know what I mean? Like, she was fearing the worst then, 100%.
Was soll denn das, Charlotte?
Du hast gesagt, du glaubst, dass Mikkel in der Höhle war. Du hattest recht. Mikkel war in der Höhle und Ulrich hat ihn da gesucht. Aber da war etwas in den Höhlen.
Was soll denn die Scheiße her? Wer bist denn du? Bist du ihr Neuer?
Ich bin Jonas. Ihr Sohn.
Yeah, yeah. I totally forgot the family connections.
Sie sagt, es wackelt.
That sounded like a portal. Yeah, it sounded like somebody transferred it. No way.
Bist du hier?
dass ihr ihm diese ganze Scheiße abnehmt. Willst du Geld? Kannst du mit Toten reden? Ja?
Ich war da. Ich habe ihn gesehen. Mikkel.
Ihr habt sie doch nicht mehr alle.
Again, seeing's believing. You wouldn't, like, the thing is, you wouldn't expect her to accept that. You gotta show her something. Take her. Is it yet to be a portal? Do you know what I mean?
Wenn du mit dieser ganzen Scheiße hier irgendwas zu tun hast, wenn du mit Mikkel oder Papa irgendwas zu tun hast, dann bringe ich dich um.
Technically, a time machine wouldn't work without him putting the, you know, the substance inside. Do you know what I mean? To activate it.
Kommissarin, die abgetaucht ist. Und wir haben eine Stadt voller Menschen, die sich belügen, betrügen und hintergehen. Und die offensichtlich allesamt damit beschäftigt sind, zu verheimlichen, was hier wirklich vor sich geht. Was eigentlich mit ihrem Auge passiert?
Okay. Sie dürfen das niemandem weitererzählen. Letzten Sommer ist folgendes...
Does he recognise her? Does he know who she is? Do you know this woman, right? I feel like she'd be a shot putter or a hammer thrower. She looks like an absolute unit that, you know, she's like strong. Oh, you had a school with that records? Ethan, you'd be happy. You know what I mean? Now, getting him is another thing, but knowing he's not dead, that's what you want.
Es wird noch fast 32 Jahre dauern, bis sie sich öffnet. Sie warten auf dich.
Wer wartet auf mich?
Sigmundus.
The Travellers. It's like a new thing that we dropped in today, but obviously we know that they're a thing. We've seen the book, we've seen the stories, we've heard about Adam.
Hat gesagt, es gibt ein Schlupfloch.
Wer?
Adam,
Wer ist Adam?
der Anführer von Sigmundus.
Er will, dass der letzte Zyklus beginnt. In 3 Tagen.
Sie hat's versucht. Aber am Ende ist sie genau das geworden, was sie bekämpfen wollte.
She ended up going through the loop in it, going back, telling herself she's gone, doing it, looping it. You're literally in the middle of nowhere. You would be a bit scared, wouldn't you? You don't really know what's going on.
Du bist einer von ihnen. Ein Reisender.
Nicht?
I was gonna say, yeah, not now.
Das werde ich bald.
Es muss eigenartig sein, mich hier zu sehen. Vor allem nach unserer letzten Begegnung.
What about her? Maybe she's the thing that changes it, you know what I mean?
Du wusstest, dass es hier ist. Du hast uns angelogen, die ganze Zeit.
Die Prophezeiung. Wie ist sie entstanden?
Du hast sicherlich viele Fragen. Das Reisen geht nicht spurlos an einem vorbei. Der menschliche Körper ist auf Dauer nicht dafür geschaffen.
Ich will mit überhaupt nichts anfangen. Ich will, dass es hier endlich aufhört. Alles.
Kannst du dir das nicht denken?
I was thinking it was him, but yeah, it is. Look at his neck. Mate, I guessed it just before it was revealed, honestly, with no indication it was potentially Jonas as well.
Jeder Stein ist wieder da, wo er hingehört. Jeder an seinem Bestimmungsort. Jetzt fehlt nur noch ein kleiner Schubs.
That's interesting, honestly. Ooh, it's finished. Well, it's interesting the fact that obviously we had Christina find out about her family. You know, I think it's about time. I was saying there before about the Madeleine McCann thing, and basically what I was just trying to say is you would rather know or have some information and something that you can look for and have like a resolution, so to speak, than the unknown. You know what I mean? Like, what would you rather? If your kid was missing for over a year, would you rather the police come and say, look, we found Mikhail, he's died, I'm sorry, or we found Mikhail, he's back here in, you know, he's in 86, or would you rather, yeah, we have no idea about Mikhail? Because I would rather want some sort of closure, an update, something. And yeah, okay, knowing that he's died, that's not the best news, but at least if that is the case, you could put it behind you and move on and give him a resting place. You're not always scared and worrying, what if he is dead? You know what I mean? So I think it's interesting that they give her the information today, and basically, you know, Jonas had explained that she's his grandma, you know, and Mikhail and Michael is his dad, and it's your son, and we're together, and we're all connected. And I think she took it kind of pretty well, to be honest. At first, she was like, you guys are insane, you guys are crazy, you know, can't believe anything that you're saying. And it's the old saying that seeing is believing, you know what I mean? You've got to go and you've got to see things to understand it and believe it. Now, obviously, his mum, he's took her back in time. She's seen it and said, I've seen it. And well, whatever Hannah says, you know, Katerina, whatever, she's not going to believe her, is she? Well, she's gone and done some digging herself. She's found some files in the school. She's backtracked, she's looked, she's seen the class. She knows he's there. She's crying, she's gone home, she's compared the pictures to obviously what's in the house. She's not revealed it to her kids yet, but they've interestingly been in the cave, you've seen Bartos, they've tied him up, they've took his time machine, you know what I mean, and they don't know it's a time machine yet, and they took it back to his house, their house, so that one's going to be interesting. And then again, the whole thing with Noah, the reveal of Adam is actually Jonas in the future. In the past, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? He technically has been in all of the timelines. I was going to say that earlier on when he did go into 21, that basically, if you think about everything, I'm sure that he's dabbled in each one of them. He's seen the past, he's seen the future, he knows what's going on. And the person who's creating this book and the pages will have actually had to experience all of these ones for them to actually get it. You know what I'm saying? And another thing I was thinking is, it's like the paradox thing. You know, Noah's talking to young Noah, and it's like, you know, if he hadn't have gone back and told him what to do, then he wouldn't have been there in the present knowing what to do as well. So it's like, where does it begin and where does it end? That is the question that they consistently say on this thing. And the paradox is, you know, if he didn't actually come back and speak to him, then he wouldn't have actually changed the future. And usually it's like, if you go back in time and adjust something, then it affects what happens in the future. But kind of like in these scenarios, they need to come back in time, because without them coming back in time, what was happening in the future and the knowledge that they know wouldn't have actually occurred, would it? So it also gets a little bit confusing in that aspect. But I think this season's been pretty good so far. It's like pretty solid. It's hard to say if it's better than season 1, but I kind of feel like it is. But I also feel like season 1 is like, when you get in, I always feel like season 1 has a little special place, because you kind of get hooked and interested into it, and you kind of guess and figure out everything. But obviously this one's like different and vibes, and Ulrich's not in it, which I actually thought was really decent. I liked him. But I'm liking like kind of like the stories, and how we didn't have Jonas in episode 3, but we had him in 2, and now he's in 4, you know what I mean? And hopefully we get more revealed to us. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm really enjoying what's actually going on. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It's really interesting stuff that's actually going on, you know. I'm liking the Jonas storyline. I feel like his is one of the most interesting ones, and now they obviously reveal that he's potentially Adam, which obviously there's nothing been shown for me not to believe that. You know, I do feel like it intrigues me even more. Now, I like how this officer's come in, and this detective, and he's trying to figure out, you know, people and where they're from and what they're doing, and then, you know, why they're interacting with people and how people are going missing, and why, you know, affairs and family connections and name changes and stuff like that. And he's got the Alexander's name on the wall now, which is decent, you know what I mean? He is a mystery. Where did he technically come from? I don't really think that we know. Was it when he was first introduced he was shot? And I don't know, did he come through a portal, or we seen him walking through the woods and he hid his gun and his passports and stuff, and Hannah did find it? But I'm not really too sure if we actually know properly where he actually come from. If we do, I do apologise, I don't remember. But obviously, like with these things, it feels like obviously changing the name, it was masking where he's from and who he actually truly is, you know what I mean? He's trying to hide his identity. His reasoning for why he actually took the Tiedeman's name was really good, and it did have a justification, and basically saying that the family had no more kids and stuff, and marrying her and the prestigious of the name and what they've done for the community in their town, he wanted to extend it and give them something. I mean, I get it, it does make sense, but again, you know, it's interesting to see him being questioned now and put onto the wall, and obviously I like how the kids are kind of looking more into it. They're not just sitting around and waiting, they're kind of making a bit of actions themselves. And I want to know what Bartos has been doing with Noah, you know what I mean, what did he really recruit him for? It was interesting to see the Tiedemann and Claudia going up in you know, into the future, looking at, you know, modern day technology, everything that's going on with it, and then obviously she's gone back and used it successfully at the time machine herself, you know, and made it back home into her timeline again, which is pretty exciting. And herself come and give her the information because she wanted to stop what was actually going on with Adam into the future or whatever. And she's got, it's 3 days in today's episode until the apocalypse, and we opened 2 episodes ago, I think, with Jonas having sex with Marta, and then he woke up in a dream, and then she had the you know, the vision this episode at the start having sex with Jonas, but she woke up in the dream. So that's got to have some sort of reference as well, because she was saying that she thinks that, you know, it must mean something and he might actually be alive because he has been disappeared for a while as well. So really interesting stuff. I can't wait to see what we have for the rest of the season. We're halfway through now, so we've got 5, 6, 7, 8 to go. Really excited. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.